Hello, troopers, and welcome to the 5 Com Chat. I'm Chloe.
I'm Will. How are we doing, guys?
How are we doing? We have a lot to talk about today. So we're talking about the Skeleton Crew trailer that got released at D23, along with a lot of other things, but we'll get into that in a minute. We've also been at Newport Comic Con last Sunday.
Yeah, Comic Con Wales.
Yes.
In case you didn't know. But...
So we have a few pictures of some like cosplayers we saw, and we're gonna tell you like about our time there and some little things we bought.
Yeah.
And what else have we got?
And we were actually really good with buying stuff at the Comic Con
We
this
were.
time. We didn't go all out.
No.
I didn't buy a single Funko. What the hell?
There was a lot of Funkos there.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but you know, a lot of them we already have, or like we've found cheaper elsewhere anyway. So yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, today we are obviously going to be breaking down a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a busy episode for you. So we're going to obviously start with the personal stuff. So we're going to start with our Comic-Con experience. Then we're going to talk about our breakdowns. Everything that was revealed at D23.
That was a lot.
Figures, announcements of shows and films, and first looks at stuff. So, and then obviously we're going to finish with a little breakdown of the Skeleton Crew trailer. So we hope you enjoy.
Some exciting things to come.
So we are starting off with us at Comic Con Wales, as it's called.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have one of our first clones that we met. Well, the only clone that we met
at the Comic Con.
He goes by the name of Ahsoka Armory 22.
Ahsoka's Armory 332nd, yeah. He's my trooper of the week.
Yes. So we'll bring back
both of our troopers of the week. We're kind of like joint with our troopers, really.
Yeah, this week. But
he was very nice and very cool, and we loved the look of his armor.
Yes.
So definitely check him out on like Instagram.
Yeah, and it was nice to have a little chat with him, and got to talk about his cosplay, and and it's definitely someone that we hope we will be getting on the podcast at some point soon. Who can show us his armor in full.
Yeah.
But yes, very cool. He was a very nice guy, and also a shout out to his, should we say, helper, his wife, because she was the one who took the photo, and both of them were just really nice people. So definitely go check them out.
Yeah.
So then we have this very good Balin skull. As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my god. That is a very impressive Balin skull cosplay.
And you did say if they ever recast Ree Stevenson, then they should pick you.
I said that to her. I was like, please, I think you should definitely apply, at least if they do decide to recast him for season 2, because he had the presence and the look of him as well.
He was very in character.
Yes.
He was very sort of like, I don't know, like a bit bossy. But I was carrying like a Power Rangers helmet, because you'll see like later on we went there for Power Rangers basically, but there was a lot of Star Wars people there as well. But yeah, I was carrying like a Power Rangers helmet. He was like, lose that. And I was like, I felt very intimidated by him.
Yes, he was like, hands out pockets.
Yes. He was very in character, I think.
But I think it's good, because it brings the character more to life. It's not just, oh, he looks like Balin Skull.
Yeah.
It's like he's being Balin Skull, and like.
It's like when you meet like a Darth Vader or something. It's just like the presence makes
they're
you
not
scared.
Yeah, they're not going to be like, you're right, you're having a good day.
That's the thing. You've got to be in character somewhat.
But no, he was incredible, and I thought that was like, I think this might be the best Balin Skull cosplay I've seen yet, if not one of them. Like if you look at the detail in his like shoulder bits, like, and that gauntlet, just and I mean as well, like we said, the presence and the should we say the attitude that he had was just there, and it was just like, yeah, do it. So we met some Mandos. Well, we got a Boba, we got the Armorer, and we got a Paz.
Yeah, Paz Vizsla, R.I.P. I did really like Paz's little like shield thing he built though. That was cool.
Very cool.
It's a nice addition.
I didn't realise I was taller than Paz, but no, all of their cosplays were really cool. The Boba was really nice. Obviously we've got the Armorer, and they had the voice change and
they did
helmets as well. Like they had something, didn't they? And they sounded like them, in fairness, which was quite cool. Yeah. But yeah, these guys were fun.
Yeah.
I don't think we've added the photo, but there's a picture that we took of the Boba Fett in the sidecar on a bike.
Yeah.
That was quite
We
funny.
did a little post on Instagram, so anything that we don't show here will be on there. But yeah, it was really funny because there was one point where Boba Fett was in the little sidecar, and then there was a Batman cosplay that came along, and he sat on like the actual bike. So it's just Boba Fett and Batman on this little bike prop that was there.
What a combo!
Yeah, I never thought I'd see Boba and Batman crossover,
No.
But
But yeah, cool. Again, these cosplays are really good.
But this is like the whole thing with Comic-Cons. It's just about having a bit of fun. You see a bunch of these cosplayers and they're just messing about. But it's funny to watch it though, because it's like, you never thought Batman and Boba Fett would be friends, but it's great.
Yeah. No, again, it was a really nice time. And there's pictures of that we didn't take with some of the cosplayers there that we wish we did.
There was a Darth Vader.
Yeah, we got to try and find that one because he was very cool. Because he was Revenge of the Sith as well.
Yeah, and he was part of the 501st UK Garrison as well. But we sort of saw him earlier in the day, and then we had like a few things we were going to. And we were like, oh, we'll just get a picture of him later. And then later on, I asked the 501st guys, and they were like, "Oh, he's been in kit for 6 hours now," and I was like, "Oh, bless him."
Yeah, let him go.
I feel you. Oh, but yeah,
there was
very cool.
There was the Vader. There was another Boba. It was like an Empire.
Oh yeah, there was.
Back.
Yeah.
There was a TIE pilot.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Pride Scout. Wookiee. That was.
Oh yeah.
That was quite Wookiee. A funny look, actually. But
just imagine like Chewbacca with like rainbow hair, like rainbow sort of dip dye.
That was quite a
very
good
cool
one.
Though.
Other Star Wars ones. I did see a Mando. I think there was a Mando.
Oh yeah,
around.
There definitely was. Although I saw him once and I didn't see him again, so I don't know if he just like decayed.
There was a Darth Nihilus.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing the mask. That was quite a cool one. Trying to think what else. There was a couple of Jedi, I think, just like generic. But yeah.
I think this is the thing when you go to Comic-Cons, there's always so much to do. And then like some of the people you want to get a picture with, because they're wearing masks and obviously it gets very hot and then they take them off. So whenever you go to a Comic-Con and you see people that are in masks or helmets, get a picture of them when you can.
This one, for example, this wonderful lady here by my side, after our photo op, you decided to stay in
cosplay.
And you got quite a few people come up to you.
I did.
Which was really nice to see. And obviously you had the helmet on for a bit, and you were like, even after like 15 minutes, you were a bit like, it's a bit hot in here.
It was a bit hot. I was getting a bit like I couldn't see because there was just condensation on the like visor. But yeah, I was the pink Power Ranger. I know obviously this is a Star Wars podcast, so a lot of you guys might not really like the Power Rangers, but the actors were there that played the blue and the pink Ranger. So we got a picture and we got the pink Ranger to sign my helmet, which was very
cool and very special.
But this is a Star Wars podcast, so we had to get pictures with Star Wars people.
But that's in case you were wondering why is Chloe in a pink
and like, why is she not dressed up as Star Wars? We did say, though, next time we might do like Anakin and Padme when they go to
I've
Comic-Con.
said that I will do an Anakin cosplay for you because you got the.
Well, I got Geonosis Padme that I wore to Celebration.
So yes,
and there was a lot of Geonosis Padmes there.
That's a good. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And I didn't get a picture with one of them because you'd see them and then they'd go and I don't know. Some of them weren't as good.
I did tell you as well though to give them some stickers. You were like,
I know. I was a bit scared to go up to them.
I was like, "There you go."
Yeah, true. But there was a really nice lady that was dressed as Geonosis Padme, and she saw me with my signed helmet, and she was like, "That looks so cool."
Yeah, she was really nice.
Yeah, she was nice. I wish I would have got a picture with her because she had a really cool Geonosis Padme out of it. But yeah,
yeah. I mean, in terms
next time that'll be our plan.
Yeah, that's the aim. Yes. Yeah, no, I mean some of the cosplays as well, like were just you know superb. Obviously, these guys here that we got in the photo that we're showing is these were the 501st
UK garrison. So if you ever go to a Comic-Con right here in the UK and you see stormtroopers or scout troopers or anything with this like Orabesh on the shoulder, that means that they're part of the UK 501st Garrison. So they're the ones that do all the charity work for they go to different events, raise money for charity. Quite a lot of the time you'll see like a little bucket there and then you can put some change in there to donate to the good cause. And they also go to like hospitals. So if there's like ill children and they just want to make their day, then they go there. And then children love seeing like Darth Vader and the stormtroopers walk in the hospital room, and they're really good guys and really good people, and not to mention their costumes are the most accurate you can get. So these are like to the T of the
what you would see in
the films.
It's incredible, and again, like you just mentioned, the work that they do.
It's very cool.
They all do it for a good cause, and you can't ever fault that.
No.
We just admire them because of their incredible cosplays, but we also admire the fact that they go around and they make a difference for people, and
they just like to make people smile, really, and why not do it and dress up as someone from Star Wars as well,
they're probably smiling under those helmets right now, because at the end of the day, when I know it happened with you, when people were coming up to you being like, "Oh, can I get a photo with you and my daughter?" Like, I knew you were smiling brightly under there, because it's like people are appreciating your, should we say, your work.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
But just want to say as well that 501st Legion isn't the only charitable one.
I was just gonna say there's Rebel Legion as well.
So the guys at Rebel Legion, because they were there as well. I think there was a X-wing pilot as well that we saw. So those guys as well. There's other ones as well. I think it's the Mandalorian Warriors or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of different groups that do everything for charity and stuff. But the 501st and Rebel Legion, they're and they're the ones where you have to be screen accurate. They get invited to the premieres of the movies and everything.
Yeah, I couldn't just buy a costume offline and turn up and be 501st.
These people have spent thousands on their costumes. We know a few Vader cosplayers, and their helmets are molded from the actual ones, the actual mold that was in the film.
And I would
you can't get more accurate than that.
The one that we saw there would have had the same.
Yeah,
the helmet would have been from the mold because it was Revenge of the Sith Vader. So again, very cool.
The difference between the 501st and the Rebel Legion is the 501st. They're very they're all dark side people, like
the Empire, and
you got the Imperials, you got all the Sith Lords and stuff, whereas Rebel Legion is the rebels, the clones, the Padmes, Leia, and all that. So that's the difference between the two, but they both work with each other all the time. I'm sure if you go to Comic-Cons, they're always about in London and everywhere, all doing a good cause for charity.
Yeah.
And you get really cool pics like this. So Go check them out.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, no, there was some really good cosplays there this week. It was a really nice time. I didn't know what to expect because what was quite interesting is obviously for me and you, apart from Celebration, which was, an exception, we've only ever been to the London Comic Cons, which has been, big with lots of people there, massive place with lots of vendors, lots of big names. So this one was obviously going to be a lot smaller, but I would say the quality of vendors was about the same. The cosplay, there was so many different unique ones, not just Star Wars. There was some fun ones from other franchises, and some of the guests as well was still quite cool. And yeah, I would definitely do it again. We also saw Moff Gideon.
Oh, we did.
And Carlo literally walked from
the photo booth to his table, and then he was literally just sat on the table, just dangling his legs. And I was just like, "That's so."
Me and you were stood there looking at him like,
this he's supposed to be this big bad guy in The Mandalorian, and he's in Breaking Bad and everything. But he's just there, sat on a table, just dangling his legs like a little kid, and I'm just like, that's so special just to witness that. I don't know, but he did look at us. So Giancarlo looked at us.
Yeah, he did seem very cool. He had the if you've ever seen pictures of him outside of at Comic Cons, he always seems to have the same look, the hat, the black top and jacket and trousers. And
there is a really cool picture that the 501st got with him, these troopers here and the Darth Vader, and I think the Imperial officer as well, and they all got a picture of him. That was really cool.
Yeah, and I was I put it on our story, and it was it looks like he's right at home.
Yeah. Warwick Davis was there as well. So that was quite cool, to be in the same room as Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't get to see him or anything, but yeah, it was cool to sort of be there when he's there.
Yeah.
It's like when we went to Celebration, I was like, we're literally in the same building right now as Ewan McGregor and Hayden and everyone, Dave Filoni. We literally saw them on stage. It's surreal to me that they're just normal people.
I had Jon Favreau say hi to me at Celebration.
Oh my God.
I'm taking that.
Also, there was a really cool R2-D2. Do we have a picture of it?
We do. Let's just see that there. Ta-da.
There we go. I was talking to one of the 501st guys about this because he was so cool. I
think he's from the Droid Makers, isn't it? I believe, because
I think so. So I was talking to one of the 501st guys, and I was like, "How do they make these droids? They look so cool, and they do all the noises and everything." And he was like, "They literally connected to a controller for an Xbox, and they use drill batteries for them, and pieces of wheels from scooters and things like that. They just put it all together, and it creates this." And I was just like, I'm blown away. That's so cool. But yeah, there was just a guy going around with an Xbox controller, just moving it around the con, and I was like, it had all the sounds and everything,
So you got people in obviously going around in cosplay enjoying it. But you've also got some guy wandering around
with a controller,
just driving an R2-D2 around.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a really cool R2-D2.
I mean, there was a lot of them at Celebration as well, and I remember
because there was
one
a stand
sort of coming up to me, and I was just like, "Hi."
Yes, because there was a stand at Celebration, I remember, and it was from I think they're called the Droid Builders group. They're the best ones, and you look at them and you can tell why when you see all the lights flashing on this one, and all blue.
I've seen people have these at their weddings as well, giving the
that would be cool.
Giving the rings and stuff, little R2-D2.
Just some guy sat in the crowd,
yeah, he's just secretly there with his Xbox controller,
driving out. Imagine if he crashed into something or oh god.
Yeah, it's crazy though how they just take bits off of scooters and like electric scooters and everything.
But they were very good as well. And
yeah.
So before we get into the rest, we will show you what we bought.
Yes.
Like one thing. We bought a coaster of Captain Rex. So it's like a slate coaster, but it's obviously been like etched into it. So I think it looks really cool.
It is so cool.
You know, it's Captain Rex,
and they had so many more as well.
They did. They had like
Darth Vader.
They had a X-wing, Millennium Falcon. If they had a Venator, I'd have got it. But it didn't. But I know, unbelievable. That was the only thing that we bought.
Yeah.
I mean, we bought like picture protectors for the photo ops that we got, but like we could have spent a lot though.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of Star Wars stuff there.
There was like old figures. There was lots of Funkos. There were some interesting ones. There was a guy who had my Hunter Bad Batch one.
Oh yeah, the Funko.
And I was like, "Oh, have you got the other Bad Batch ones?" He was like, "No, they're really hard to get now." So I was like,
"Yeah,
oh dear,
oh dear, it's ones we want."
Yes. There was like old ships. They had like, so you know, we've shown you guys on our desk before that we've got the like little helmet collections of Cody and the 501st Legion. They had like other ones of those. I was like, this is really cool. They had some like sort of busts as well. They had lots, and
there was a lot.
Yeah, we could have spent a lot more, but we didn't. We were really good this time.
Yes,
should be proud of us. And we did also get the Boba Fett one as well.
That's
that
true.
was a gift.
Yes,
but still very cool. So going on to reveals. So this one wasn't exactly this was D23, but this was like revealed the other day. Some new items for Fortnite. So we have an IG-11 bundle, like you can get skin. There's a Moff Gideon skin. It's quite funny because we literally had him walk past us.
Yeah.
So you had him. You've got his like Force Lance. You've got like Grogu in the backpack.
I know, this is the cutest thing ever. Little Grogu here. So he's what do they call it? Like backpack. But basically the character wears them on their back. But this one, he's so cute. Like whenever you like win or anything, he'll just you're there like
open the chest. He's like, hey.
And like when you're flying, he's there with his hands in the air. And then when you land, then he does the whole like be sick
because he's got the little blue.
He's got the cookies, and he'll be sat there just like eating the cookies as you're walking around, and it's so cute.
He is very cute. I haven't played Fortnite
like
in a very long
if
time.
I ever played Fortnite, I would have that as my backpack with the Padme skin. Yeah.
Of course you would.
Yeah. He's so cute.
But yes, there's some new additions there. This, so I can't remember who it was. I'm going to say, because obviously the picture is Astoria Workshop, I'm going to say it's these guys. This very easily could have been a Trooper of the Week. So this guy has created a like custom lightsaber.
Why don't we have 3 Troopers of the Week?
Well, 3 Troopers of the Week then. Unbelievable. So this guy, he's created a custom lightsaber, but he's done it in the style and design of Anakin's pod racer. So like one of the sort of long, what do you call it, like engine bits at the front.
I really like this.
He's made it into like a lightsaber design, and I'm like, this is really creative and clever, and I haven't seen anyone do anything like this in a while. And like the little details of the like workings, you got the whole like guard up around the thing, and it's one I want to keep an eye on, because I remember in the post that I saw this image on, he said obviously the next step was to add like lights and sounds. So that
that
would be really cool because you could have the little motor bit like spin or something. It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, my question is, would you have the lightsaber blade as blue?
Blue. You have to have it blue.
Like Anakin's.
You have to have it blue.
And like the engines, or would you have it yellow because the whole pod race is kind of yellow?
But I think the blue against the yellow guards would look
nice.
really nice, I think.
Yeah. I'd say blue.
I think blue. I think because it's like a yellow and blue anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know. So, just 3 little posters. We have Rebuild the Galaxy.
The Lego Star Wars new Disney Plus.
Yes. And do you know what? It's a series.
Oh, is it?
I think it's a series. Anyway, they've
well, it's coming out September 13th, and they've announced some posters for it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking forward to this as a bit of a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole idea is this guy has taken the cornerstone of the Star Wars universe, and everything has changed. So you have like, I know we've mentioned it before, but you got like Ewok bounty hunters. They also did a trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where obviously our new Lego set is from, the Jedi Bob, and the Admiral Akbar troopers. It's like, it's a trap. But what they've done with the posters, which I love, is they've taken 3 iconic posters from like the films, and edited them. So in this one, it's like Anakin's shadow that creates Darth Vader, but they've changed it so it's Lego Jar Jar. Because in the show, he's obviously Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite funny. So we have this like character poster for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But they've decided to use white Vader, good Vader, which I thought was quite cool. And then this is my favourite one. They've taken the Attack of the Clones like character poster for Padme and Anakin, but they've changed it to to Greedo and Leia, and it says, "A Rhodian shall not know anger, nor hatred, nor love." So obviously in the show, Han Solo is basically Greedo.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite funny. But yeah, just a little nod to some of the previous works.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a fun little show next month, and I'm quite looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
So we're going to start off with
D23
figure reveals and that before we get into the actual show reveals.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a 2-pack of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, D23 exclusive. It is what it is. I think it's a bit of a random pack because it's just sort of farm boy Luke and Vader with his lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really see them like this together, but
yeah, that's true.
Like they're and it's especially a New Hope as well. So it's just like, but
I think it's cool. I think they released these figures like individually before, didn't they? But
maybe
it's nice to have them together. I mean, obviously they're iconic. In the case of this is the first Star Wars movie that was made, and this is what they both look like in the movie. So yeah, and also I did see pictures of them out of the box, and the Vader has like that kind of dull finish on him. So like usually the Funko Vaders, they're quite shiny. This one has the dull finish on him, but I think it's because it is A New Hope, and in that movie he wasn't brand new. He
wasn't shiny.
Yeah. So I think they've actually paid good attention to detail on this.
Yeah. So we have the Star Tours shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Why on earth have they made this? But I think it's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I never have been on Star Tours, sadly. You said you have?
I have. This is like the old version though. So it's basically the same, but instead of the what's it called? RX24. In the version that I saw, I had C3PO as like the droid. And Anthony Daniels did actually record that as well in
That's
Disney,
cool.
which is cool. But I think they've changed it now, so you can have either a C3PO, Andor, Ahsoka. I think like Mando.
Oh, I think it's like
they've changed
that's the
it.
video, but I think the actual droids are either C3PO or RX-24. I think I might be. No, I think what you mean is the footage is like Andor, Mando, or Ahsoka because they filmed scenes for this. But you know what the really cool thing about this ship is?
It plays the video.
If you open it up, it actually plays the Star Tour video.
I absolutely loved this ride because it's one of those like 4D experience sort of ride. So you have like the 3D glasses on, and then you go in this like little, what looks like a little spaceship, and it's just a little room, but basically all the seats are on like this platform that tilts. So the video that you're watching, it feels like you're actually moving like that, and you're flying through space or wherever, whichever clip you get, because each time you go on it, it's a different clip, to make it so it's not just like the same experience every time, I guess. But yeah, it's very, very.
I love
cool
the fact that
ride.
they have the little feature of it plays the Star Tour video. Like that's so cool, especially if like you're a collector and you've been on it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a D23. Like I don't know if it was an exclusive, but it was a special one for that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if I've been on Star Tours before, I would have probably got this because it'd be like a nice little memory and get to watch Star Tours back. So we have some. I think this is the only vintage one. Was this from the other day, or was this at D23? I don't. Well, not D23, but
I think this was just a normal announcement. I'm not sure if this was at D23, but cool one anyway. K2SO. So this is from the Andor show. I'm guessing. I don't think he was in season 1, was he?
No, there was those droids in it, because if you remember, one of them.
This one is specifically K2SO.
Yeah, this one's K2SO.
Is from season 2.
But it has to be because it's classed as Star Wars Andor, and he wasn't in it because if you remember in season 1, there's a bit where like when Andor gets arrested on the beach, one of those droids come up to her and everyone was like, "Oh, it's K2SO," and then the guy's like puts him up against it. He's like, "You will not resist."
Yeah,
it's like
I was the same. I was like, "Is that K2SO?" And then definitely wasn't. So these ones, they were from a couple of weeks ago, but we seem to have missed them. They're you can buy them on Disney Store. They're basically like Halloween droids. So this one is R5ZOMB. So it's like a zombie R5D4 sort of droid. And half of his head is just missing.
Yeah.
But, if you like that sort of thing, it's very similar to, like, the Black Series Halloween ones. Like, they're not everyone's cup of tea, but they're quite fun.
They're, like, funny ones, aren't they? If you're, if you're not, like, a serious collector of, like, oh, it has to be the perfect, screen ones they use in the film, then have fun with these ones.
If you want to, like, decorate your home with these for Halloween, then that's a good idea.
That would be quite fun. That'd be a good idea.
And then there is another one as well. So this one is R6D23. So this one is an R6 droid, but it has Mickey's hat from Fantasia. So I think this one was a D23 exclusive, but very cool. And I love how it's got like the red bits on him as well, like Mickey Mouse.
It does look pretty good, but I love it.
He is missing the Mickey ears though.
He is.
And I wonder if he has a hidden Mickey on him. Because that would be cool.
Maybe.
If you guys don't know the hidden Mickey thing, like whenever you go to the Disney parks, there'll be hidden Mickeys here and there. So
you just gotta find
Mickey
them.
Mouse head.
I think there's one on the Millennium Falcon in there or something.
There's so many.
Galaxy's Edge. So we have a black series,
K2
K2SU. This one again is from Andor.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this has to be season 2.
Yeah.
He looks quite dark.
Mm.
Like he looks more black than I remember him being in Rogue One. But obviously, this is probably him before he's obviously been altered by Andor. So
that's true.
But he does look pretty cool.
Mm.
So we have Cassian Andor from Andor. Now, you reckon these are season 2 ones?
Yes.
Because of...
So this is another one, Dedra Miro. She's like the blonde lady with...
She's like the Imperial agent on that.
With the sort of white
ISB agent.
But people have been speculating this shoulder in the poster art on the side could be Director Krennic, because we know that he's coming back for season 2. Obviously, it's just a shoulder, so I don't know. But
obviously, all the like boxes, they line up to make like a picture.
Yeah.
So it is the shoulder of someone, and because it's like a white, almost like a cloak, cape shoulder.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like Andor's, like Andor's is way over here. Like it's definitely not like it's not him. So.
No. So
unless they do like a Yularen, because he was in season 1.
That's true.
So that might be cool. But
then we have Darth Maul from the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
Which I really like this, but I think they probably made his face a little bit too dark, I'd say. But
his face, to me, when you look at how good normally the Black series are, I feel like his face is a bit off compared to like some of the other figures. So.
But it is a cool figure. And
the only thing I will say, I feel like they've made almost like enough Darth Maul Black Series figures now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we've got like this one. Obviously, I think there's the one from the Clone Wars version. There's also the hologram Bounty Puck one. I think there's another one
there's
as well.
Obviously all the vintage collection ones. I think there's one that they released with like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan as well.
Oh, and there's the new one with the speeder in the old packaging.
Yeah.
So there's a
so
lot.
Many. But I am liking this whole like throwback to the Phantom Menace sort of thing with like all of the new toys that they've released. Obviously, other than the Andor ones and stuff, a lot of them recently have been Phantom Menace because of the anniversary of it and everything.
So, on to the reveals that we've got from... So, on to the reveals from the D23. So, we're going to start us off with The Mandalorian and Grogu. So, we got like an updated title. Looks very neat, very nice. And there was some footage shown as well, which was really cool.
There's going to be a lot of cool things in this movie.
Yes. So just going by the stuff that we learned and what was shown, it's coming out on the 23rd of May, 2026. They started filming a few weeks ago. So they've started filming. And obviously what they shown was obviously little bits that they've already filmed, you're definitely not getting any, shall we say, reveals of the story from what you're being shown.
No.
Now, we'll also say, at the moment, like as of this episode and us speaking, Pedro Pascal is filming the
X-Men.
No,
Not
Fantastic
X-Men,
Four.
Fantastic Four.
So he's filming that at this moment. So probably he's not going to be the one under the...
Which is sad because this is the Mando movie.
I know, but he's obviously going to be probably doing the voice.
Yeah.
Because that would be wrong if they didn't.
Well, yeah, he's got to be doing the voice, but yeah.
But yeah, they might, because obviously this is coming out in 2026 and they're filming Fantastic Four now. They might get like him to come in to do like, there might be a scene where they need his helmet off.
Yeah.
So not saying that we're not going to see Pedro, but we also, so the footage includes seeing Grogu in full Beskar armor, apparently. Now, I've also, that was another one that I did see at the Comic-Con. There was someone with a Grogu Mandalorian helmet, which did look very cool. I don't know if I want to see that on Grogu, but the fact that he's got his own little Beskar armor might be quite fun.
Yeah.
Like, it is nice to sort of see Grogu in a completely different look, because we're just used to him in the same thing. So
yeah, that's true.
It's quite cool. The Razor crest appears to be back with some sort of gold like bits in it.
Yep.
But it looks quite cool. I hope this doesn't mean that he like loses his N1, because I preferred that. But hey, if they bring the Razor crest, I know a lot of people are going to be happy with that.
Yeah.
We see Zeb. Zeb teaming up with the Mando and Grogu.
Yeah.
We see Grogu reuniting with Babu Frick. Oh, hey! We all love a bit of Babu.
Oh yeah, he's very cute.
So everyone will love seeing that in the cinema again. I bet you as soon as they see him, everyone in the cinema is like, hey! Interestingly, we saw a snow planet. We see snow troopers.
We do.
It's been so long since I've seen a good snow trooper, and it's like,
yeah.
I thought their look was like really unique and different.
It was cool how they brought it into like the Clone Wars with the clones.
Yes, when the clones had it as well.
In the snow episode.
Very unique. But yeah, it's cool to see. We see AT-ATs as well on this planet. So I think there's a lot to be looking forward to. And by the sounds of it, it looks like we're probably going to be going back to Hoth.
Yeah. Which shall be cool. Because Empire Strikes Back is like one of the most favoritized like films. Like for me as well. Because there was so much that happened, and obviously you've got the whole Luke and Vader fight, but Hoth was a big part of Empire Strikes Back. Like that was where their rebel base was and everything. And
I will say though, I think it would be really good. Oh, that would be cool to see a Wampa again. I would say I think it would be really cool if they did this though. So you know how obviously in Empire, the rebels are hiding out on Hoth as like their secret base. Wouldn't it be ironic if the Empire remnants were hiding out in Hoth? Because obviously, they were like, oh, this is a good place. No one's going to come back here. No, Mando's there.
Yep.
But yeah, so that was really about it. Obviously, they've only started filming it a couple of weeks ago, so we don't have lots to go by in terms of what they can show.
Already, like, there's so much. We're going to see live action AT-ATs again.
We're going to see.
I hope there's Zeb again,
like stop motion, like they were in the Empire.
We're going to see the Razor Crest again. We're going to see Hoth again. We might see Wampas again. We're going to see Snow Troopers again. Like so much. And also, they might even merge all these shows together again as well. Like we might see Zeb in the next season of Ahsoka, or we might see Ahsoka in this film. We don't know yet.
I don't think we will. But...
yeah, we don't know yet. But exciting times. So
we got Andor season 2 announcements as well. So we know the season 2 is taking place over 4 years.
So there's going to be various time jumps.
So there will be a 1-year time jump every 3 episodes. So it'll be like, so it's over 4 years. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 1 year later, 4, 5, 6, 1 year later, 7, 8, 9, 1 year later. You know what I mean? So I like that idea.
Rogue One.
Yes. Obviously, we know sort of how this series is going to end. We've been told that it's going to lead directly into Rogue One. Yeah. So like you end Andor and then you start Rogue One. So I reckon it's going to be him going to that planet when he finds. Well, he goes to that planet to meet that guy, doesn't he?
Mm.
And she's like, they're building a super weapon, like a planet killer. But that's going to be like where it ends, him going there.
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn is returning as Director Krennic, which is quite interesting.
Yes.
We have Forrest Whitaker returning as Saw Gerrera. Alan Tudyk is returning to voice K2SO, and it's coming out next year. So we have a new Star Wars show to enjoy next year.
Also, I don't know if we mentioned Mando and Grogu is May 2026.
Did I not mention that? Comes out 22nd of May 2026.
22nd of May, is it?
22nd of May 2026.
Yeah.
Very confused.
Yeah.
So
we got to wait a couple of years for Mando, but Andor is next year.
Yes. It should be good though. Should be good. And obviously, there's probably going to be other stuff coming out next year as well that we haven't. There might be, just looking. There's lots to look forward to.
Yes. So
at D23, they had a little section for the skeleton crew.
Mm-hmm.
Here are I believe these 3 aliens, because I know this guy. I can't remember his name. He's the pirate
in Mando.
Season 3. Who flees.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, apart from obviously the droid, this is his new crew.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a Wolfman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where did we see him first?
So we saw the Wolfman in the cantina scene in the old version of A New Hope, but then they changed it when they remastered it.
Yep.
But they brought back the Wolfman now.
So they brought him back as a figure
species.
For the Cantina set,
They
for the
did.
Hasbro Cantina set. So
yes,
we now also have a Wolfman in Skeleton Crew, and we do see him in the trailer as well.
Yes, he looks very much like Michael Jackson in Thriller.
He does a bit. I can't remember the pirate's name, but yes. So I believe this is his new crew, but I don't believe the droid is.
No.
And the droid is SM33,
who
will be voiced by Nick Frost, which is quite cool. His sort of debut in Star Wars. So here's a better look at SM33. So you can clearly see
he's got a little peg leg.
He's literally like a pirate droid.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool.
Yeah.
Looks a bit beaten, a bit old, a bit worn.
A bit rusty.
Yeah. And obviously I believe this is the droid that's going to be the companion to the kids throughout the...
Almost like the C-3PO of Skeleton Crew, I think.
Yeah.
He'll be.
But he looks a little bit more brutal than the C-3PO.
Yeah.
He might actually hit you.
Yeah.
So we also have a poster for the Skeleton Crew. Again, about time. So here we can see the 4 kids leaving their speeders to jump onto the it's the Onyx Cinder is what the ship's called, because if you remember they released a Lego set of it.
Yes.
So yeah, so going into the trailer. So by the way, before we get into it, I'm going to quickly go over the kids and the names. So we have the 4 main ones are Wim, played by Ravi Kabot-Conyers. We have KB, who is played by
she's the one with
Kiriana Kratter. We have Robert Timothy Smith, I believe it is, playing Neil.
He's the one that looks like Max Rebo.
Yes. And we also have Ryan Kira Armstrong, who's playing Fern, who seems to be the popular looking kid.
I think she's the oldest one of the bunch,
I think so, yeah. But yeah, so we start off with Wim sort of chilling on his bed, and he's looking up at it's not as like what they have in babies' cots, but like ships on his ceiling. Like one of them looks like Anakin's speeder from Attack of the Clones.
It does.
Maybe it was a little like reference to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we sort of get a little montage at the start where he's at school, and we can see as well that like he doesn't want to be there. You know, like he wants to live an adventure. So we see this, and by the way, this is set after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
So this is like during the High Republic era. So the galaxy is at peace.
Not High Republic, New Republic.
New Republic. Sorry, very confused. I still got High Republic on my mind.
Yes.
But yeah, we can. So it's set during the New Republic. So the galaxy is at peace, and they're trying to. Well, this is obviously their school and education. So we see like this teacher here teaching them about we're going to shape your future. So here's Win, clearly like school sucks.
Yeah. I want to do something better than this.
Yeah. Yeah, we get like a little montage. So here we have Fern. Sorry, she's just like looking bored, and there's KS behind her. No, KB. Sorry, KB's the one with the visor. So obviously these guys. We also see these chatting to Neve. We get a good look at Neil. Sorry, I keep saying Neil.
The Max Rebo dude.
Yep, very cute. We also get like a look at suburban life in Star Wars.
This is really like special, I think.
It's quite different, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've never seen this sort of stuff in Star Wars.
It's literally like watching like E.T. or Strange Things, but in Star Wars, and that's literally what the series is going to be, I think. Yeah.
I mean, the house is obviously, you can clearly see that they're like Star Warsy design, but it's meant to also mimic like, oh, you're in a suburban area in America or something. You got like the hover cars as well. But yeah, so he's obviously wants to do his own thing. We have this shot as well. Really cool little tablet thing here.
Yeah.
And it plays like a story of obviously like an encounter of a Jedi versus like some monster.
Yeah, like a rancor or something.
Yeah. Doesn't really tell us which Jedi or anything, but again, it's just because you've got to remember during this period, there hasn't been a Jedi around in, they're all sort of myths and everything, So you can understand why they're reading up on these sort of mythical stories about them, and he's like, I want my own sort of Jedi.
Like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah. Also, we do get a funny scene of them on a school bus as well.
Yeah.
There's Star Wars school buses now.
Yep.
And then we get this shot of Neil and Wim sort of.
This shot just reminds me of like E.T. Them just like on their bikes going through the forest.
But also get Stranger Things as well. Like he even looks a bit like Dustin.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but very interesting. We've already sort of picked up, we reckon, the personalities, don't we?
Yeah.
So we reckon Neil is going to be the quite innocent,
like shy one.
Yeah. Fern is probably going to be like the leader.
Yeah, because she's like the oldest.
Yeah. KB is obviously going to be the sort of techie one. Yes. Geordie LaForge. I'm sorry, but we are going to be calling Geordie LaForge a lot because of that bloody visor.
Yeah. But I think she's the one that's going to be like fixing up ships or droids.
Yeah, she's going to have the techie knowledge.
She's going to know where to go with a little visor.
And he's just going to be the sort of main. Wim's just going to be sort of like almost like the main guy, like just normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be quite interesting, especially seeing how they all work together.
I think it's something very different for Star Wars, so yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, and I think this might be one that a lot of the more younger generations sort of get on with and, find this as a good introduction to Star Wars. So then we sort of see them all together. And he and Wim says that he's found like something in the woods, in the forest. So they all sort of sneak off and this like hatch door opens
And straight away he's like, "This is Jedi temple."
I'm saying it now. I don't think it's going to be a Jedi temple.
No.
I think it's going to be like some sort of underground base or hideout for the pirates or something. Whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously, because of he's been reading about the Jedi and wants to do an adventure like the Jedi. Yeah. He's like, oh, it's a Jedi.
This is the thing. Like, he's probably read up about like temples being hidden and all this, and he's just it's all he's thinking of.
Yep. And then we obviously
see
the we also is the skeletons before this bit.
Yes.
Because there's a bit as well where we see like a ship being sort of blown up a bit, sort of flying about, and then we see like the kids obviously all sat in the chairs of the Onyx Cinder, going into hyperspace. Then we get this weird like asteroid field base shot.
Yeah.
Now the color scheme on this ship here reminds me of the pirate ship at the end of Mando.
Yeah.
The one that crashes. It's not the same ship, but I mean the like grey and black colours on it. Quite interesting. Obviously, here's another look at the Onyx Cinder. We sort of get a flash montage of a load of creatures, obviously on like a different planet.
We see like Jawas sat at the bar having a drink.
Are they having a cup of Jawa juice?
Probably.
A Jawa and a Jawa juice.
Yeah.
We get this like little pink, red, fluffy fairy thing.
Yeah.
He was a fairy. Looks very cute. It looks a little bit menacing as well, his face, but like I want him. He's cute. Yeah. And we also get this like owl creature as well, which is quite interesting. I've not seen the only owl we've seen in Star Wars.
Morai.
Yeah, but obviously this has nothing to do with Morai at all. Completely, not. It's a completely different creature, but obviously they've used the owl design. We also get a look at KS. Was it KS-33?
Yes.
Let me just check. SM-33.
I think we've got K2SO on our mic.
There's a lot of SOs and Ks and Xs. Because obviously the girl in the background's KB. So
yeah.
Yeah, his design's quite interesting, isn't it? Like, it almost looks a bit like K2SO, like an Imperial security droid, but he's not. Like, so I'm quite interested to see what they do with him. Obviously, he's like missing an eye by the looks of it.
He is like a right pirate. Like, you know, he's got one eye, he's got a peg leg. He's seen some things in his time, I think.
And I think he's going to be. He's obviously, like you mentioned earlier, he's going to be like the C-3PO.
I reckon. Yeah.
He's going to be leading.
I think he's made to look creepy, so you think like, oh, what is this creepy little droid? But I think he is going to be a good guy. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of it. It's like, I think, again, like we've said, it's very similar to the Goonies.
Yeah. That,
you know, when they first sort of meet Sloth, they're like, oh my God, scary. But actually, he's a nice guy. We also see them, like, here we are again, look, like Within, like looking down this sort of chute, and here he is, his Neo. Look at him. It's weird because he looks so different to Max Rebo.
Yeah.
But
that we don't know if it is the second species, but you know,
it does look like
similar to Max Rebo.
He's a blue and he's sort of elephant looking, like. Yeah. But I hope he is like the same sort of species.
Yeah.
And then we get like another shot of like the kids and the ship's like crashed and planet, and they're like, we're lost. We're very lost. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
We also get some like footage as well of like 2 X-Wings fly over KB. When she sort of runs outside, we see like 2 X-Wings fly over.
Yeah.
We also see some like action with like the Wolfman pirate as well, like shooting at something.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of action.
There is a lot. Yeah.
but obviously because it's a trailer, you can't just.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like a lot of it is going to be speculation at the minute because we don't know what's actually going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So. We do know though we are getting the first 2 episodes on December 3rd this year. So they're doing again. It's like a 2-episode premiere.
Yeah.
To sort of get you into it.
Yeah.
And then we get this. We only see him at the end of the trailer.
So this is Jod, or Jude Law.
So Jod Law.
So we call him Jod Law.
And we see a key, like levitate off, like a hook, and sort of come towards the kids in the cell.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next shot is like Wim and the kids in the cell, looking at obviously Job. And he's like, "You're a Jedi."
Yes.
Because clearly he's got the Force.
And he does sort of have his hood up, and then he sort of puts it down, and then this is the shot. But
that's how we end the trailer.
And that's the end of the trailer.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to make him a Jedi, but I think they're going to make him like a Force user. Like he's obviously got the Force. And obviously, but he might see how, should we say, infatuated Wim is with him, because obviously he's been reading about the Jedi. So he's like, "Oh, you're a Jedi." He might play on it.
Yeah.
So he might be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a former Jedi."
Yeah.
When actually he's just a Force user.
Yeah.
But
who knows?
I mean, it looks alright. Again, it's very, like you said, it's very early to
judge
make estimates and all that. But yeah,
it looks good then.
Yeah, I believe that is it for that. So yes, so we got my Trooper of the Week. So we've gone over yours. We'll quickly show you him again. Just whizzing all the way back. Right to the beginning. So this is our Trooper. Ahsoka Armory 332nd Trooper.
Yes.
Definitely go check him out on Instagram.
Because his armor was very cool, and I saw him take a picture with a kid, and he like gave him the blaster, and he was just like, "Oh my god!"
Like the kid was in pure like awe, and I think the blaster was bigger than him.
Yes, definitely.
Like, which I thought was quite funny.
The blaster is bigger than me on this photo.
That is true.
Yes.
But no,
but he was very cool, and he was very nice.
Yeah, and we'll hope to get him on the podcast at some point. So going to my Trooper of the Week. Well, another one. Oh, this bit of art that I saw, I've genuinely fallen in love with it. So this is just the colours. So it's basically a Clone Wars art poster.
You can see all of you got 3 Venators, you got all the clone gunships, and then
got
you got all these tanks.
And you got that Anakin there.
You got the clones. I don't know who that is. Looks kind of like Gree, or is it Jesse? I can't tell.
I don't know. We'll have to have a look in detail.
Maybe they're just like. I think this is Kenobi, isn't it?
I don't know. Well, we'll have to have a proper look. But very
cool.
Yes.
Looks so real.
So this is by Venture Pictures, by a guy named James. Definitely go check him out. Does some very cool pieces. But this was for me, incredible.
So cool.
I actually messaged James because he messaged me when I shared it, saying thanks for sharing. And he said he made it in Blender, finished it up in Photoshop. Thanks for liking it. And I was like, well, I love it. If you ever make this available as like a print or like a poster, I was like, please let me know, because I will get this as a print poster, because it is gorgeous. And it's such a cool representation of the Clone Wars as well.
And I love the sunset on it as well.
Like the colours on it are beautiful. So yeah, definitely go check these guys out. Meme of the week.
Yes. We have Palpatine. So it says, my sister got an ultrasound and sent us this, and it looks just like Palpatine
with
on
his
the
hood up.
ultrasound. Yeah.
Like when he's talking on the hologram to like Viceroy and that. But yeah, so. And then obviously we got the comparison of him with his hood up, and I thought that was quite funny.
That's so good. Yeah.
But yeah,
that is
it for today. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We know it's been a little bit earlier, but we hope you still enjoy it.
Yes.
We will be back next week for another fun episode. We don't know what we're going to be talking about yet, but we'll think of something.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a good rest of your week, guys, and we will see you next week.
In the next one.